Can libertarianism help save the world? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Instead of focusing on winning arguments, we're teaching the basic fundamentals of sales and marketing and how we can use them to win in the world of politics, teaching you how to meet people where they're at on the issues they care about. Welcome to The Brian Nichols Show.
Wow, happy Friday there, folks. Brian Nichols here on The Brian Nichols Show, and thank you for joining us on, of course, another fun-filled episode. I am, as always, your humble host, joining you live from our Stratus IT studios here in lovely Eastern Indiana. Don't let cyber attacks or outdated business technology put your company at risk. Learn more at briannicholsshow.com/Stratus IP. Stratus IP, business technology simplified. Well, folks, I'm sure you heard about libertarianism, right? It's a political philosophy that's selfish and all about anarchy, right? But what if I told you that's not the case? What if I told you that libertarianism is the only political philosophy that offers us a chance to truly save the world? Well, in this episode today, I want to present a series of reasons on why I think libertarianism offers some awesome solutions to many of our world's problems today. Namely, we're going to talk about 5 ways in which libertarianism can help save humanity. But first, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to today's sponsor, which just happens to be the Libertarian Party of Illinois. Now, I had the great chance of joining our friends up at LPIL, and we got to hang out at their Libertarian Spook the State Gala back at the end of October. And it was a great chance to hang out with some awesome libertarians, libertarians who are out there going to help, number one, solve the mission of the Libertarian Party of Illinois, which is to help elect libertarians to public office and move public policy into the libertarian direction, which is actually a topic we're going to talk about today. They believe that everyone owns themselves and that no bureaucrat knows better than you what you need or want. When peaceful people engage in voluntary cooperation, the most number of people are served. If you agree with them, help them restore liberty in Illinois and throughout America by voting Libertarian and joining a chapter at LPIL or donating. Let's bring back peace and liberty in our lifetimes. Libertarian Party of Illinois, LP of Illinois, to learn more. All right, so moving forward, yes, going to go ahead and talk about how can libertarianism save the world. Yeah, well, let's start out again. What is libertarianism? Well, yes, libertarianism, again, is the only true political philosophy we have out there that can give us a chance to truly save the world. The reason being, well, we're the only ones in this world where it is most obviously in crisis, where we're going to be able to bring some solutions that are going to help solve the problem. And things are only going to get worse until folks embrace libertarianism as a political philosophy for the country, for the world. We'll see. In order to get there, though, we need to make some changes. We have to stop being afraid of libertarianism and start recognizing it as the solution that it truly is. So today I'm going to present some series of reasons, again, why libertarianism offers some brilliant solutions to many of the world and America's problems we face. So again, starting off, libertarianism, what is it? Well, it's a political philosophy based on the principle of non-aggression. In other words, if you don't initiate force against someone else or their property, then you are being a good libertarian. I know that's an argument we always have in the libertarian movement. Who is a good libertarian? Who is the one true libertarian? And many people think that socialism or communism are the solutions to our problems because they seem more compassionate towards others and less greedy than capitalism. But there's a problem with these philosophies. They demand a centralized authoritarian power. And the problem with socialism is that it requires the government to control everything and make these decisions, meaning you have no freedom. And you are simply a slave to the government bureaucrats, and their decisions. So let's go through the 5 different solutions and reasons why libertarians can, in fact, help save the world and save humanity. Number 1, well, libertarianism is the only philosophy that recognizes the beauty and importance of identity and freedom. See, libertarians, we're for individual liberty, freedom, and rights. And for libertarians, personal liberty, freedom, and expression of association are all crucial in a free society. We believe in individual responsibility and opportunity. We don't want government to take care of us. We want to take care of ourselves. We believe that when individuals who live in a community have the power to make their own decisions about how they should live their lives, then we can expect people's lives will be happier and more fulfilling than if others were making those decisions for them. Number 2, libertarian education reforms will help children focus on true education versus blind indoctrination. Libertarian education reforms include ending public education, ending teacher unions, allowing for more competition, and allowing, of course, for more choice. These policies would help encourage a better education system. So, for example, when school funding is decentralized and not controlled by the government, then real educational innovation can take place. Teachers would then be free to innovate, and teachers who excel at educating their students will be rewarded with successful careers as educators. The best way to learn about anything is through doing it yourself. So having an increased amount of freedom of expression in schools will allow kids to try new things and find what works best for them while still learning core subjects such as the basics like math and science. Number 3, libertarian taxation reforms would unleash economic growth and prosperity by eliminating corporate loopholes while empowering entrepreneurs and business owners. Taxation is a zero-sum game, so it's important to get it right. And the best way to do this is through the principles of libertarian tax reform. So, number 1, low taxes. Taxes should be low enough that they don't stifle growth and innovation in the market, but high enough that they can provide the basic services like roads, police departments, and fire departments. A good rule of thumb is to keep your tax rate somewhere on that 5% mark. Now, is that controversial in libertarian circles? Of course, but if we're going to, again, speak to your average person, we have to start meeting them like an average person and what they're already considering as the open playing field. Number 2, flat taxes. A flat tax rate means everyone pays the same percentage of their income or whatever other metric you're working with. It's the most fair way to tax, and it doesn't favor one group of people over another. And it also makes it easier for folks to predict their financial future and plan accordingly. Now, I have to repeat myself again. I understand libertarians. We believe taxation is theft. But the best way to sell this concept to the public is by framing it as a flat tax or something with a low tax approach. The reason being is it gives people a chance to keep more of their money and invest in themselves, which will lead to the increased productivity and innovation while also showing them that they're not completely abandoning the world they are leaving behind. Going forward, number 4, libertarian policies eliminate government overreach, allowing individuals and their communities to have more autonomy. The libertarian ideal is simple in its definition. It's all about individual liberty and getting the most individual liberty possible. It's about the right to self-determination and the right to be left alone and the right, of course, to be free. Libertarian policies put these principles into action by minimizing government control over our lives and our property. These policies don't necessarily guarantee any particular outcome. They simply give people more autonomy over their lives so they can make better decisions for themselves. Many libertarians believe that this approach will result in greater prosperity overall, as individuals are more empowered then with multiple choices and opportunities than they would otherwise have had in a more interventionist type system. By empowering communities, libertarianism creates a system for more prosperous and dynamic society where people are free to succeed or fail based on their own efforts. And finally, number 5, and maybe most importantly, number 5, libertarianism can help prevent nuclear war. Yeah, at this point, I think it's safe to say that nuclear war is a real threat. And the Biden administration has made it clear that they're willing to risk starting a nuclear holocaust and destroy the world in order to help save Ukraine. So with this frightening prospect, it's hard to imagine how we can prevent such an event from happening. But the fact is that the only way to stop this madness is by stopping the United States government's interventionist foreign policy that has made it possible, i.e., enter libertarianism. The only way to stop the United States government from starting a nuclear war is by stopping their interventionist foreign policy, plain and simple. The only way to stop them from intervening in Ukraine is by getting rid of the neoconservative war hawk ideology that has driven us in our U.S. interventionism since the Cold War. Now, again, yes, this is absolutely a tall order, but it is not impossible. We need to spread awareness about the dangers of neoconservative ideology and to show people that there are other ways of viewing the world from a foreign policy perspective. See, we create a world of libertarian politics only after we create a libertarian culture. And as libertarians, we know that government is the problem. But what about that culture? Is that part of the solution? Or is it part of the problem? In my opinion, in order to save the world, we need a cultural shift first. Libertarianism itself is an idea that is not just an economic theory, but rather it's a philosophy for life. It's about getting back to the basics, living in harmony with nature without interference from others who want us to conform to their specific rigid ideals and standards and values. Only once we create a libertarian culture can we expect to see a libertarian society. In a libertarian culture, we will see the rise of new ideas and practices that are based on self-ownership, individual liberty, and property rights. We will see a change in how people view government, authority figures, and the world around them. And in this way, libertarianism is more than just an economic theory. It's also a lifestyle choice. See, in the end, libertarianism can, yes, in fact, help save the world. It will save us from ourselves. It will give us the freedom to live in harmony with nature without interference from others, while also creating a culture that we can expect to see a libertarian society flourish in, a culture where we'll see, again, a flourishing of self-ownership, individual liberty, property rights, non-aggression for a better tomorrow. So with that, I leave you. Did I make a good case how libertarians can, in fact, go ahead and help save the world, save humanity? Well, at least as we know it. Well, it requires us to do what we're doing here at the Brian Nichols Show and what you guys have been doing over in the greater liberty movement, and that's helping sell liberty using what we're talking about here, meeting people where they're at on the issues they care about. If you got some value from today's show, well, please do me a favor. Go ahead. Number one, give today's show a share. That's the easiest way you can go ahead and support the program. Social media, Twitter, Facebook, minds.com, wherever it may be, go ahead and give yours truly a tag at B Nichols Liberty. I'll make sure I go ahead and give you a reshare, retweet, whatever it may be. That's number one. Number two, you can support the show financially. There's a couple different ways you can do that. Number one, from the financial standpoint, well, you can go to briannicholsshow.com/support and either do a one-time donation, or you can go ahead and become a $5 a month subscriber. Whatever you want to do to support the show, it all goes right back here into the program. Or number two, and this is I think a great chance for you to also get something in return, quite literally and physically in this case, and that is head to our shop over at briannicholsshow.com/shop. It'll redirect you to our awesome store over at Proud Libertarian, where you can find some of our awesome new designs. We have our Magic Money Tree shirt. What happened in 1971? Now that's what I call Tyranny Klaus Schwab shirt. Liberty legends, including Ron Paul, Murray Rothbard, Thomas Sowell, and more, and a bunch of other fantastic new pieces of not only swag clothing, but also we have snapbacks, hoodies, backpacks, garden signs, mugs, and more. So head to briannicholsshow.com/shop. Oh, and by the way, use code TBNS at checkout, and you'll go ahead and get a discount applied there. And yeah, guys, it's the holidays. As you can tell, I'm ready for the holidays. So please, if you're getting ready to go ahead and do some shopping for that liberty lover, there we go, in your life, please go to briannicholsshow.com/shop. Consider using our code TBNS at checkout as well. And of course, get yourself something nice as well. Please make sure you get yourself something nice as well. Really cool hoodies over there. I promise you. Again, they're not the AOC hoodies. They're much, much finer quality. So otherwise, folks, beyond that, thank you for joining us. We had a great week of episodes this week. A little bit different in the scheduling. I was a little off here in terms of my show. I was over on Tuesday again, over on Radical with our good friend Shane Hazel. So if you missed that, please go ahead and check that episode out. I did a re-air of the episode here on the podcast version of the show. So if you're joining us here on the video version of the show, head over to the podcast version of the program, wherever it is you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, wherever it may be. When you're there, just hit the subscribe button. So you're going to go ahead and get the Brian Nichols Show in your feed. Also, when you're there, hit download all unlistened to episodes. That will go ahead, download the feed and start from episode 1. Listen to the evolution of the Brian Nichols Show. Listen to the guests we have on from, goodness, we're having libertarian economists. We're having conservative economists and pundits. We're having CEOs, entrepreneurs. We're having Bitcoiners. We're having all sorts of folks bring solutions, bring ideas. And now, hey, I've invited lots of folks on the left, just haven't really gotten too many folks to say yes. So, by the way, if you are somebody of the left and you would like to come on and have a conversation, please reach out. I would love to have you on and have that conversation, because part of what we're doing here is trying to reach out to people who maybe are looking for different ways of having a dialogue going forward. I think what we just saw here over the past how many years now of just consistent polarization, the temperature is increasing, the dialogue has been breaking down. We're looking to build some opportunities here to build some bridges. So please reach out if you'd like to have a conversation. I would like to have a conversation as well. Now, remember, we're not necessarily trying to convince each other that the other person's wrong and that we're right, but rather, where can we find some agreement? Where can we build coalitions? And that goes back to something we talked about this past week with our friend Kenny Cody. Hey, looking at building coalitions. Actually, it was with Kenny Cody and Jeremy Todd, we had a great conversation. It's a long episode too, so go check that episode out. But we talked about the importance of building coalitions and how that's going to be the path forward as well, politically speaking, from a liberty standpoint. So if you want to be a part of that and what we're doing here, the Brian Nichols Show, trying to create more coalition bridges, if you will join us. Please be a part of the change, and you can help do that beyond all the different ways we talked about, but also by just going ahead and being the notification. I'm stealing a little bit there from Tim Pool, but hey, be the notification. Again, share today's episode. Tell your friends. You hear an episode you really enjoy, share it with your friends. That's how we get the message out. So other than that, guys, we had a great week here of episodes. I'm going to include a couple of them right here below if you're joining us on the video version of the show here on YouTube, Rumble, or on Odyssey, wherever it may be. All I ask, hit that subscribe button, little notification bell, so you don't miss a single time we go live. And oh, by the way, did you enjoy the episode? Beyond sharing, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, Brian Nichols signing off here on the Brian Nichols Show. Have a happy Friday, and we'll see you next week.
You're listening to the Brian Nichols Show. Find more episodes at briannicholsshow.com.